Have you ever felt stuck while speaking in English? You know exactly what you want to speak, but the words don't come out fluently. I totally get it. Most of the English learners face this struggle. We will break it down today. Why does this happen and how can you fix it? By the end of this video, you will exactly know what is stopping you from speaking in English and how can you overcome it. Try to watch this video till the end and definitely you will get the solution. The first point is fear of making mistakes. One of the biggest reasons to the people in speaking English, the fear of making mistakes. The people think like, what if I say the wrong word? What if people laugh at me? What if I say stupid thing? Right? They feel like that. See, end of the day, who is speaking very fluently in English? Once there was a beginner. They were beginners, right? So you are now beginner, but after practicing a lot, after speaking more in front with after speaking more with the people, definitely you will also become a fluent English speaker. There is no doubt in it. But why you are feeling always fearing about people? And if you feel always fear to speak in front of people, obviously you don't improve your English. Why? Because definitely, unless and until you don't practice in front of speaking people, it is all about the practical issue, right? It is all about the practical experience. So, how many videos if you watch, how many podcasts if you listen, how many books you read, it doesn't matter. But how much consciously you are focusing on speaking practically in front of people. End of the day, it is the only thing becomes much more best thing and try to speak more in front of people without getting fear. And this is the first point. And how can you overcome this fear? See, by making lot of mistakes, then only you can able to get more fluency, right? Until and unless if you don't make mistakes, you will not know that you are making mistakes, right? Then how can you feel? How can you know that I am making mistakes? Obviously, you will not know about it, right? See, even sometimes native speakers also make mistakes, right? There is no doubt in it. And if you feel like I have to feel and I should become more comfortable, I should become more perfect in English. So then only I will speak in front of people. So it is completely a blunder mistake that you are making. Because until and unless, as I said, consciously you have to speak in front of people, practical. You have to get the practical experience. And if I take the swimming pool example, you will get to relate with it. But as you know about it, but most of the people know about it, but they are not implementing the solution, implementing the situation in their real life. So try to come out of this fear. And if you want to come out of fear, just practice English with zero fear. Because if you're getting fear, and it doesn't mean you're not improving your English. Of course, at the beginner stages, if the at the starting stages, you might get fear, but you have to keep reduce it. So then only you can improve your English with much more efficiency, with much and try to reduce this problem. The reason two is thinking in your native language. The most common mistake learners make is thinking in their native language and translating it into English. For example, let's say you think in Hindi, मुझे पानी पीना है, and then you translate into English, I want to drink water. It takes time and you lose your efficiency and fluency by making these mistakes. So try to avoid these mistakes. Instead of thinking more in your native language, try to adapt to think in English. And you will get a better solution and you will not hesitate to speak in English. Right? For example, if you think more and more in your native language and you are trying to translate after thinking in your native language, translating it into English, it takes more time. And with this, you will also will not become that much of fluency. You will not speak with fluency, right? So try to avoid this mistake. The more you think in English, the more you can get the fluency. And if you want to some solution for this, and try to train your brain to think more and more in English instead of thinking in your native language. Try to train your brain to think more in English, and then you will get a lot of solution. And there will be better chances to get more fluency in English, and it will take short period of time to improve your English, right? So learning English not only speaking and not only reading writing, it is about also thinking in English. When you think English, and your mind will not hesitate to speak whatever you speak. Let's say, how do you speak in your native language? Without any hesitation, without any thinking in your mind, whatever you want to say, you immediately say in front of people. More efficiency in thinking, and try to describe about things around you, and whatever you see, whatever you do, and whatever uh, the thing is you are making, just to think about that English. Think about that thing and think about the situation in English only. So then you will get more confidence, then you will get more clarity about that thing and about that situation. By thinking about in English, obviously you will more you will see more improvement in English also in your speaking, right? So speaking and thinking is will be there will be more attachment to these problems and to these things, especially instead of by watching videos and reading, writing, whatever you do. But if you don't think in your in English, if you still thinking in native language and then translating it in English, definitely you are not may improving your English, and whatever your struggles you are making and whatever efforts you are putting to learn English, and all those are wasting because you're not thinking in English, right? So just try to avoid this problem and speak more and more in English and think more and more in English, and then you will get a better solution. And try to describe more about things in English. Whatever you say around you and whatever the situations happening around you, just think about those things in English and try to speak. Obviously, you will speak in English by thinking in English. Okay. The third reason is lack of practice. Speaking English is more like a driving a car. The more you drive, the more you win. Absolutely. So just you have to focus on speaking rather than watching videos, listening podcasts, and kind of things, etc., etc. But a lot of people are only focusing on consuming more rather than giving output, right? So the more you consume, it doesn't mean you will become absolutely better in English. Until and unless if you don't practice, you will not get the results. I hope you got my point. What I'm trying to say is just at least if you don't consume anything, but you have to stay consistent. You have to stay consistent in practicing more, right? So end of the day, it will become the more important thing in English fluency journey. But if you keep on focusing on listening, watching, or reading, writing, whatever, but if you don't focus on speaking more, definitely you will not get the results, right? So a lot of people are not realizing this, but they are not focusing on giving output, right? So just to try to follow this problem and just try to get solution for it, and you will get the best result. To come out of this problem, you have to focus on these three rules. Definitely you will get the solution for it. The first one is you have to speak at least 5 minutes per day with yourself. No matter whatever you're speaking, no matter which is the topic you are picking, but you have to speak at least 5 minutes every day. Without skipping at least one single day, you have to focus on it. No matter whatever you're taking as an input, but you have to give this as an output. Especially, it will become the most important thing in English journey. So if you keep on focusing on taking input, but if you don't focus on giving output, definitely you will have to face a lot of consequences. And the second tip which you can follow is recording yourself in your mobile. Try to record yourself while you're speaking in English, at least for 5 to 10 minutes, and then watch your video and you will get to know where you are making most of the mistakes. And if you keep on repeating this tip day by day, definitely you will get to know, okay, this is how I'm making mistakes and I have to rectify this at these places, and you will get to know by recording your videos. So try to record your videos in your mobile while speaking, and a lot of improvement you will see in your English fluency. And also you can join in WhatsApp communities, who is the English speaking communities groups will be there. But if you join in them, definitely you'll get to know something about English, and you can easily improve your English. Definitely there will be a lot of chances by communication with each other and having conversations by individuals, and you will get to know the new vocabulary, kind of sentences, idioms, kind of things they'll keep posting in those communities and groups. And if you join in those, definitely you will have a better solution, and you can come out of this problem. But don't ignoring speaking. It is the most important thing you have to do in your English fluency. By the way, first of all, this is the first preference you have to give for it. Rest of all, you can do something, watching videos, listening podcasts. But if you keep on focusing on listening, speaking, writing, reading, and all that, but if you don't focus on speaking, definitely you will have to invest. You will have to suffer with learning English, and there will be lesser chances to improve your English fluency journey. Another big reason for speaking struggles is a small vocabulary. Sometimes you can't express yourself in front of people because you don't know right words. So without knowing words, you can't express yourself, and you cannot you cannot extend the conversation with someone. Have grip on vocabulary at least for 40 to 50%. But if you don't know the much vocabulary, and you will stuck while speaking with somebody else, and you have to come out of this problem. So take this action for 7 days or 30 days, whatever you wish, but you have to do this and learn one new word each and every day, and try to use it in a real life conversations, and you will get to have a grip on this, on that particular word. Only you should not be like learning that word and writing that word, one single word on the notes, and if you forget about that, definitely you will not improve your vocabulary. So the better you have to, if you learn at least one single word in a day, try to use that word in a real life conversation, and try to write some sentences by using that word. Try to have some 5 minutes conversation with yourself by using that word. Definitely you will get to know, and you will get to improve more your knowledge on that particular word, and you can easily, your vocabulary will improve, right? So also you can watch lot of movies, and you can watch YouTube videos, podcasts. So many things will be there as taking an input, and by watching them also you can improve your vocabulary. But if you don't focus on vocabulary, and you will definitely stuck while speaking in English with somebody else, right? So you have to. It is very important to be known about vocabulary. I'm not saying each and every word you have to know, but if you keep on practicing, and if you keep getting improving in your English journey, you will get to know day by day and day by day. But if you, for the basic vocabulary, if you know at least 40 to 50% of the vocabulary, definitely you can survive in day to day life. And some apps like to improve your vocabulary, like Duolingo and Quizlet or Antly, some kind of apps will be there. And if you give your at least 5 to 10 minutes to those, and if you invest your time in those apps, definitely you can learn at least 2 to 3 new words each and every day. And by learning those, definitely after 1 or 2 months, you can get the confidence, or you can get the grip on vocabulary, and then you will not face feeling stuck while speaking, and you will not face this problem again and again while having conversation with somebody else. So it is very important to focus on vocabulary. Just don't ignore it. You have to know about it. But most of the people are ignoring it. When they stop this making this mistake, definitely they can improve their English in a better way. And the fifth point, which most of the people are ignoring, which is not listening enough. So if you want to improve your listening skills, just try to watch some YouTube videos or listening podcasts or some kind of songs. English songs will be there. So if you listen more about them, definitely you'll get to improve your listening skills, and automatically your mind will train to listen more, and automatically the words will come with the flow to your brain to speak well in English, right? So if you don't try to listen more in English, and you find so many issues in taking, which will help you to analyze listening more, and which you can help you to speak more, which works like whatever you listen, whatever you watch, whatever you try to listening, just to try to repeat that word immediately. And if you try to repeat that word as many as possible, so you can easily get grip on that particular word, and you can easily feel comfortable in speaking English. Also, it will help you to improve your English listening skills, and also it will help you to English speaking skills. So if you focus on this, definitely you can improve your listening skills. And end of the day, English fluency journey, it is very, very important to have a confidence. If you don't believe in yourself, and if you are feeling self-doubt and about English speaking, definitely you will have to reduce this problem. You have, end of the day, if you make mistakes also, try to learn from those mistakes, but you should not feel low confidence, because end of the day it will not give you, and it will not push you to, and it will not encourage you to invest some more time in English, right? So whatever you do mistakes, just try to learn from those mistakes, and try to don't repeat those mistakes again while you're speaking, right? So if you are making so many mistakes, as I said, there will be a lot of scope to improve your English also, right? Most of the English learners don't have confidence, because they feel very low while speaking, because they always feel like they are not speaking very fluently in English, and they always only focus on perfectness. But end of the day, perfectness is completely a blunder myth. You have to focus on it. And in my previous video also, I have talked about it. But you have to reduce this. You have to come out of this problem. Try to gain your confidence, and it will give you a lot of push you to improve your English fluency journey. Try to focus on it. And this is all about this video. I'll see you in the next video. Keep learning, keep growing, and never stop speaking.